One thing I have, like my definition, just a little slightly different, is more or less being single is being in a relationship with yourself.
Okay.
And in a sense that when you are more or less single, you're more or less like, you should be in that stage where learning necessarily the art of not only even like getting to better understand yourself, but also learning the art even how even you relate even with others. Even gives you the freedom to now even relate more freely, that no like inhibitions of like being in a relationship. I can now hang out with her, and I understand, oh yeah, this is the different minds that you even understand with people. So even able to relate more with people and get more information about how other people are.
All right.
Even that whole idea of like you need to be, the only pushback I'll give him what Robert said is like, you need to be like complete within yourself, then you get someone else. Primarily, you can also grow within a relationship. And I do not also want this to be a kumbaya for single people to make them feel like, oh yeah, everything is hunky-dory and you're going to be okay. There you go. It's going to be okay. You know, you're going too hard. Relax, wait, no. Listen, even at your own time, at this moment in time, yes, it can also be a good thing when even, I'll even flip it. This also be a good thing when your aunties and your uncles can also give you a little bit of a wake-up call because maybe you've also been slacking on some other things.
All right.
Because always taking that as a negative.
Other things, relationship related, or other
other things. For example, you may be just focused on your finances, even as a guy. I don't even know. Like I'm not even listening to any girl at all. Okay. I'm just focused. Then I'll someone just put you up. Wait, by the way, it's good to what's going on here? It's good to listen also. Even have an open ear. And also listen, and not necessarily just block it out just because that's something that you hear. But maybe even open ear and say, maybe they might have a point. I will listen to it with just a listening ear, not necessarily just to like castigate myself, like, oh, what is me?
Whoa, I should be.
Yes, exactly.
For
you don't have
single.
to always listen to it like that. But there's a way you can actually even take it even positively. And I also view it this way. When your aunties and your uncles or your parents tell you why you're single and so on and so forth, during the holidays, they're not coming to you. They're coming to you from the perspective, but they want to see you better based on their perspective.
All right.
Based on how they feel like, okay, like what's going on? I've seen John here has gotten married, Jerry there has whatever. Hey, is there anything wrong? They're just basically coming from that way. You know, sometimes you may come with defensively because you feel like it's a personal attack on you.
Yeah.
And then now when you view it now more or less like, oh, I know that you're trying to see the best in me, but you're viewing it from your perspective, and I don't necessarily have to now lash it back in the same energy. I'm just like, come a place of understanding. Oh, I see where you're coming from. No biggie. Doesn't mean I'm going to change anything. I'm just going to hear you out.
And move on.
Exactly.
Moving right
along.
Okay. All right, Miss Phil.
I think being single is a beautiful, beautiful time.
Okay.
It's not a woye time. And especially for ladies outside there, because I know the pressure is mostly towards us ladies. Yeah, everything, relationship, fertility, reproductive, women have it the bigger toll. Yeah, they have it rough. So I think it's for you to know that it's a time for yourself. And I agree with Robert that it's a time for you to discover yourself. And especially as a lady, because if you're firm in your principles, in your values, when you're single, then when you meet that person, there are things you won't compromise, and there are things that you know, this I can compromise, this I can work with. So I think even during the holidays, it's a beautiful time. The best thing to do is also find other single friends. Don't be lonely and idle. That's the only time you'd be like, okay, you know,
this is my life.
This is my life. I'm sad. No one is seeing me. But if you have, you know, if during the holidays there are also group activities. There's camp, there's events you can go to. So find other single friends, your other single girlfriends, and do activities together. Okay. In that way, you don't sit alone.
You never had that. I don't know if it's not even a saying. It's just how people say things. That if you're single, please don't move around with single people. You know, because you will forever be single. You single people. Like, it's like you're encouraging one another to stay single because #men women, we can't trust them nowadays. So it fuels that need to be attached to someone. Is that a good thing or a bad thing? Simon says, listen, nah. I mean, it depends on how you see it, especially when that pressure comes.